Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. It is my hope and prayer that this video is actually going to find you guys in good health. Personally, I am fine. Kisumu is also fantastic. Maybe you could let me know where you are watching the video from, the county or the country, in case you are out of the republic. Ladies and gentlemen, on Sunday, Raila Amolo Odinga and William Samoei Ruto held some secret meeting. And finally, there are Kenyans who still believe that the two gentlemen never met. Let me hope that none of you who is watching this video can be that naive. Raila Odinga and William Ruto met, and according to the information which is now credible and verified, they met and they never informed some of their close allies. For example, Rigathi Gachagua was not informed about the meeting. Raila Odinga also never informed some of his close allies. In this video, I want us to look at the 6 individuals who were informed about this meeting and why they were actually informed. This meeting was convened after pressure from two bodies. The international community actually piled a lot of pressure on Raila and Ruto. The negotiations were actually led by Senator Coons, who was sent to the country by none other than Joe Biden. So there was no way Senator Cook was going to leave this country without the two gentlemen meeting. Then there were also the international community who started off, and I'm told the bishop for the Nyeri diocese is the one who brokered this particular deal. Initially, Raila Odinga rejected the moves because of one gentleman, Ole Sapit, because they believe that Ole Sapit already took sides. So in this video, I want us to look at why these 6 individuals. Before we do that, for those who are watching this channel for the first time, I want you guys to take a second or two, press that subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. What we do on this channel is that we analyze politics in a way you can't find any other place. So the best thing, just subscribe now to enjoy. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support, because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. And I want you guys to continue with this conversation. You can always reach me on my WhatsApp numbers, which you are seeing on the screens there. And I also want to take this opportunity to thank Wabena, the notorious gentleman from this channel, for the coffee you sent. I received it. Festo, David, Betty, thank you so much for the coffee. I received also from Victor, Faith, all the way we actually talked, and Lena, and Samuel Akal. Thank you guys for the coffee, and hopefully we are going to continue like that. Now, let me get back to the main issue. Raila Odinga held a meeting with Ruto. William Ruto attended that meeting accompanied by none other than Professor Kithure Kindiki. That is the interesting part. For Raila Odinga, he was accompanied by a gentleman. I want you guys to guess the name of the person you think accompanied Raila Odinga to this meeting. Again, William Ruto informed 2 close allies about this meeting who knew what was happening. He informed Kipchumba Murkomen. You understand why he informed Kipchumba Murkomen? Kipchumba Murkomen is actually the senator for Elgeyo Marakwet. Then he went and informed the Kericho senator Aaron Cheruiyot. We are going to look at why he informed the 3. That is Kipchumba, Aaron Cheruiyot, and Kithure Kindiki. Raila Odinga went with the guy. I want you to suggest the name. I'm not going to mention his name. And then he also informed 2 people, Martha Karua, and he also informed Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. And of course, there are those people who are locked out. Not really locked out, but they were not informed because they are considered hardliners. For example, my friend Wajakoya the 5th was not informed. He's a hardliner. There's a strong feeling that Wamalwa was also not informed because of his personal issues with William Ruto. On the other side, Kipchumba Murkomen, on the other side, the deputy president was not informed until the deal was finalized. Then he was summoned to State House, where he waited for Ruto to arrive, and several others were also not informed. But let us begin by why Ruto chose Kindiki. You know, Kindiki is a sober gentleman. He's the Minister for Security. When things were blowing out, he even threatened to resign. So, because of his soberness, having participated in the ICC, Ruto felt that he needed someone like Kindiki, someone who would use his head instead of thorax before thinking. Kipchumba Murkomen, in my view, was brought on board to help Ruto with the legal aspect of this particular deal, so that if there's anything, he would advise. You know, now it's a cabinet. He would again relay this information to the cabinet. The senator for Kericho was taking care of the lawyer, I mean, for the Kalenjin members of parliament. If you know politics, you should have noted that when these mandamanons began, the noise was coming so much from the mountain. The rift was silent. So probably that's why he was roped in. On the other side, we had Kalonzo. Why do you think he brought on board Kalonzo? The other guy I'm not mentioning. Kalonzo was brought on board for coalition. Raila Odinga learned his lessons that the handshake he had with Uhuru cost him a lot in terms of NASA. So this time around he decided, I'm going to inform Kalonzo so that nobody is going to blame me or accuse me of not informing them. He also informed Martha Karua. Why? Because Martha Karua was the running mate in the last election. So I think that's why he informed them. But why do you think this meeting was actually kept secret? To an extent that Moses Kuria was not told, Kimani Ichung'wah was not told. Why do you think so? Number one, there was the coalition interest. As much as you may like it or not, Raila Odinga has Azimio coalition. For Azimio to remain a coalition, Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka must be in the picture. Assuming Raila Odinga had attended this meeting without informing Kalonzo Musyoka, a rebellion. As long as Kalonzo can exit Azimio, that would be the end of Azimio. I'm telling you this for free. Martha Karua is not Azimio. Raila Odinga will retreat easily back to ODM. So Raila Odinga, for Raila Odinga's side, he considered his coalition partner. For Ruto, he considered the mountain. Because let's face it, without the mountain, William Ruto cannot be the president. So if he had invited these guys, they would have probably opposed it. And William Ruto was so keen on having this deal completed. So he considered that, okay, let me strike the deal, inform them at a later stage when no reverse gear can be made, just to save the mountain. And that's why the mountain has been making a lot of noise about, oh, no handshake, oh, they never have, blah, blah. So that's number one. Number two, this meeting was also kept that close because of leakages. The truth is, sometimes in politics, when you want things to remain secret, you don't involve so many people. And the politicians know themselves. For example, Raila Odinga knows that, okay, if I tell this person, that will leak. If I tell this, that's not going to leak. If I tell this other one, that's going to leak. So they wanted to prevent leakages. How do you prevent leakages? You call Kipchumba Murkomen, you call Aaron Cheruiyot, you tell them, you know, this presidency is ours as Kalenjins. I'm going to do this, but I'm leaving out Gachagua because if I inform him, we are going to be in trouble. So let us inform him later. So they will be able to keep the secret. And you tell them, if this thing leaks from our side, then I know it's you. For Kithure Kindiki is told, and this is how politics plays, that I know you disagreed with Gachagua. He wants to prove that is very powerful. But I want to do this thing against his back. So please, don't tell him. Do you agree with what I'm going to do? Yes. Is that the path you want us to take? Yes. You don't want us to take his path of arresting Raila? I don't want. Okay. Let us have a deal. Let's keep this. Let us look for Raila Odinga. So secret is kept up to that stage. On the other side, Raila Odinga tells Kalonzo that, you know, let us deal. You know, probably the church was used to go and prevail on Kalonzo. For Karua, you know, she's a defiant lady. Probably Raila Odinga knows what He told him or how to deal with her. So the main issue is the prevention of leakages. And I think it happened. The other important reason is the political interest. If you look at the way this deal was concluded, Ruto considered his political interest first. Raila considered his political interest. Let's have ceasefire. The Americans are watching, the church watching. Ruto also, the American watching, church watching. But is it good for my politics, for the demonstrations to continue? It's not. So they considered their political interest. And they realized that their political interest would first of all be served by entering into this handshake. The handshake is just a no for majority of their supporters. So we have to rename it and give it a different name, which is bipartisan. Let me ask you, in bipartisan, what is Raila Odinga getting in return? Nothing. Maybe you can say money. What about handshake? Was Raila part of government? He was never given any government role. Yeah, so their political interest came first. The other factor they considered was the urgency of the mission. You know, Biden sent the guy with a clear deadline that go meet Raila, go and meet the deputy president, Rigathi, meet Raila, meet Ruto, meet Uhuru. Then when this gentleman met Rigathi Gachagua, he realized that Rigathi is a hardliner. There was nowhere he was going to go with him. So his next stage, Rigathi, stay out. I'm moving with those who are willing. And that's how this deal was struck, because there was a strict deadline. You have to come back this time, and by that time, I want a deal. And the other thing which I think also played a part is fear of taking responsibility. You see, this country was going to slide easily. It was going to slide. Don't cheat yourself. This country was going to slide into anarchy. And that meant one thing, ICC. If you looked at the threshold for the 2007 threshold for ICC, all those conditions were met. So there was the fear. Raila taking responsibility, Ruto taking responsibility. So they said, okay, let's talk. We are all Kenyans. And lastly, I also tend to think that the idea about this secrecy was all about hardliners. Ruto and Raila didn't know how to deal with their hardliners. Let me ask you, Babu Owino, the next Luo kingpin, Baba telling him, Babu, nataka kukutana na Ruto. Ingekuwa possible? I'm just asking. Or Baba asking, Ledama Olekina, mtu yangu wa Masai, nataka niende nikutane na Ruto, so please accompany me. Ingekuwa possible? I'm just asking. Or maybe Ruto going to Ishongwa, that the Kikuyu member of parliament, or I met with Raila, I met with Uhuru, and we have a deal. We want to go and announce to the country that deal that we are going to. Ingekuwa possible? I don't think so. So they wanted a way of overlooking their headliners, and that's why Raila Odinga reached out to that gentleman. I want to see, if you understand politics, who is this gentleman? And then the other two also. I don't know what you think, but that's my take. And I want to leave you with this question. Do you think Raila Odinga can be shortchanged in this deal? Let me read your comments, your answer in the comment section. Thank you, and may you have a good day. Bye-bye.